It depends who you are. There are those skaters who couldn't tell you whether there was one person or 1,000 people in an audience. They are so into their performance. There are other skaters, like myself, who lived for the audience. My coach used to say, the audience are the ones who had paid to see you. The judges are there for free. So perform and enjoy it. But as I said, the skaters, they have each other at the sides of the ice. That's what it's going to be. That's how it has to be. You get on the ice, you've got to do your job.
Well, let's get onto the ice and watch them do their job, shall we? We're going to start with the ice dance, and Great Britain's top prospects, Lilah and Lewis Gibson. Now, they live in Canada, they train in Canada, so they have had time on the ice. But like all the athletes we'll see this afternoon, it's been a very challenging year. I caught up with them before they travelled to Stockholm.
It's a year ago now, we found out the Worlds wasn't happening. I think we were off the ice for about 3 to 4 months, so it was a long time, but we were so thankful that we got to get back on after that.
How difficult is it to manage training in those circumstances when there's nothing really to aim for?
It really made us take a step back and shift our perspective to realizing the value of the process and not really relying so much on the extrinsic motivation of competition and medals and all of that glitz and glamour that comes along with it.
Is it weird going into a World Championships without any real idea where everybody is?
I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, what makes the competition. It's better, I think, it be this way than almost predetermined.
Yeah. Well, there's so many strong teams all over the world, from the Russians that everybody knows to the US teams, the Canadians, and we actually have the privilege of training with many of the top teams. So we've been able to see them progress, and everyone seems pretty ready to us, and we're excited to compete with them.
And you've been kind of progressing up through the ranks over the last couple of seasons. What are your expectations this time around? Is it a bit much to ask for a top 10, do we think?
Looking back at the past, I don't even realize the jump that we've made. So I think we just like to keep our heads down and really focus on the daily training and setting ourselves goals to achieve and to progress constantly. So if we've stayed on that track, which I think we have, hopefully we show an improvement, and then that will get us whatever result it earns.
Are you feeling the pressure going into this World Championship, given that it's a qualifying event for the Olympics? Is that playing in the back of your minds at all?
I think, honestly, the fact that we're just getting to compete is overriding everything right now.
It takes the pressure off, honestly. It's the first and last competition of the season. And I think everyone that will be going will just be celebrating the fact that we get to compete.
You like to put together a kind of crowd-pleasing program. What is it you look for in choreography?
When we're out there on the ice, it is a competition, but it feels amazing when it's a show. And you're getting that feedback from people. It's really cool, you know, like it makes training every day worth it.
And understandably, Robin, they didn't want to be drawn on their expectations ahead of this World Championships. But, you know, a couple of Worlds ago, they were in 24th, 13th last time round. Top 10 I mentioned, and they didn't want to say, but it is a realistic expectation, isn't it?
Absolutely a realistic expectation. And the thing about Lilah and Lewis, that they have come along so quickly, as Lilah said, they didn't really know what was happening. The best thing about being in Montreal, where they have been able to train, but there have been no competitions this season, they've been able to pare it back and allow themselves time almost to catch up with their performances, with their technique. Drill it, train it, get the finite details correct, and really get that muscle memory going. They love to perform, they live to perform, and as Lilah said, all the skaters just can't wait to get out there. So that gives you that extra bit of energy, and we hope that that's going to carry them into a top 10 spot.
Well, that's
Victoria Sinitsina and Nikita Katsalapov, they go one better than their silver in 2019. Madison Hubble and Zachary Donoghue add silver to the silver and bronze they already have in their world collection. And Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, 11 years together, finally a first world medal, but 7th. For Lilah and Lewis Gibson of Great Britain, they delivered the skate of their lives, their best results at a World Championships. They are the 7th best pair in the world.
Honestly, it wasn't so noticeable. We had training mates and other competitors were in the stand.
They were yelling.
So there was a lot of noise, you know, like more than training. So that felt good. And I think we just took that energy and performed with it.
It does set us up. We're always eager to improve and to keep climbing and growing. So I think we know still the areas to improve, and we're both eager to get back to work, actually.
Yeah, like we got a full year to train and to improve ourselves, and we still want to build on that, as Lilah said. And yeah, it's really exciting moving forward.
Yeah.
7th in the world, not bad, eh?
No, it's wonderful.
How does the next 10 months look for them building up to that Beijing Olympics?
I'm going to say more of the same. We don't know yet what's going to happen with the Grand Prix season, what's going to happen competitively. So what they need to do now, get the music sorted, decide what the look is going to be, what the material is going to be for the Olympic year, and just take their time to prepare it properly. We have a wonderful legacy. We go back to the 50s, 60s with Ford and Towler, obviously Jane and Chris. Then we had the Kerrs, then Coombs and Buckland, and now look at us. We have Lilah and Lewis.
Fantastic, what a history. Papadakis and Ciceron, though, the 4-time world champions, they chose not to compete, the French pair. And